In this video, we're going to talk about performance and how it relates to you, whether you're 7 years old or 70 years old. So, performance. What actually does the word mean to us in terms of being fit and healthy? I think it is a measure of your ability. Okay. Now, I think this is a bit of debate that I just love to have. What is fitness? Well, I've just Googled it, and the first thing that pops up on Google, the condition of being fit and healthy. Doesn't really tell us much because we need to define what is fit and what is healthy. Much better definition underneath number 2 was the quality of being suitable to fulfill a particular role or tasks. So the quality of your movement, of your body, of your energy levels, of being suitable to fulfill a particular role or task. It could be lifting some box, it could be moving yourself from A to B, whether that's a marathon or walking down the road to the shops, getting up the stairs. All of those are measures of your performance, and you'll need fitness to be able to do those things or perform a particular task. So, like I say, picking a box up, taking it from place A to place B. So often when we talk about performance, people think immediately of triathletes or elite athletes, and you don't identify with that person. That's not me. I want to join the gym, I want to get fit and healthy, but I don't want to be, this crazy athlete person. Now my answer to that is one thing. First of all, no one ever complains about being too fit and healthy. Not once have I heard that complaint. The only people who ever complain about their health and fitness are the ones who haven't got enough. Okay, so just bear that in mind the next time you say, that's not for me, I don't want to do that. Okay, because every time you do that, you put yourself further away from ever getting a step closer. Now, obviously, we train people who have never been in the gym before, complete beginners, but we still use the word performance. And we're not using the word performance because we're talking, we don't really train athletes here. We've got a couple of people who are quite fit and they're training for triathlons, but most people who are training here, they've never been in a gym, they're brand new to it all, and this is their first experience. But we're still going to measure your performance, because being fit is not looking fit. Being fit and healthy is the quality of being able to the quality of being suitable to perform a particular role or task. I can't speak, but it doesn't say there just looking good. Looking good is a byproduct of being fit and healthy. Okay, so climbing the stairs or running a triathlon, you need performance. There's different types, there's different areas we can measure. We can measure strength, we can measure endurance, we can measure power, we can measure flexibility. That list can go on, but there's just a few areas that we can measure to see if your performance is getting better or worse. Yeah, we can measure your body fat, but that's not a measure of your performance, and it's not really going to improve your life. Yes, reducing your body fat will probably help most people, but if you could perform the same way today as you can tomorrow, but tomorrow you have 10 kilos less on the scales, let's not say fat, but on the scales, that doesn't change anything. Mental performance, we haven't talked about mental performance, doesn't talk about energies, and you still feel the same way. So performance for us, is a much better measure of your progress. So don't be scared of it, is the point I want to make here. It's just a word, okay? Performance, it does apply to you. It doesn't, you need strength to be able to pick up your baby if you're a mother. Like, you need strength if you're a strength athlete. Like, you need endurance if you're an endurance athlete, but you need endurance to get through the day. If you're a high performing individual at work, you need endurance to get through the day. You need power. If you need to jump out the way of something, you need to grab somebody, move them out, you need power to be able to do that. And you need flexibility, kind of goes hand in hand with having to move quickly. Those are power. Or just being able to sit on the floor. That's flexibility. Play with your kids. That's flexibility that you need. That's a measure of your performance. So what does it mean to you? Hopefully I've kind of covered all of that now. Sacrificing health. A lot of people think, well, I don't want to push too much because I don't want to be unhealthy. Most people are so far off that kind of scale. You really don't need to worry about it. We have technology in the gym which measures your heart rate. Your heart rate is a good measure of your performance, and it's a really nice way of progressing. I've got another video that talks all about that, but heart rate training is a really good way of not overtraining. The other way of not overtraining, so overtraining, by the way, is when you're feeling really knackered, you're doing loads, you're in all or nothing mode, you're just doing everything you possibly can, you're exercising every day, and you're hurting, but you're just pushing through the hurt because that's cool, that's what you feel like you should be doing. That's not training. That's not training sensibly. That's overtraining, and that can be almost as bad as not doing anything. It's not as bad as not doing anything, but it's still probably going to get to a point where you're knackered and you can't do anything anymore. So smart training, learning the technique, the quality of being suitable to fulfill a particular role or task, quality of movement, quality of training, all those things matter. So don't ever need to sacrifice your health for performance. If you think I'm unhealthy, I would like to know, but I never sacrifice my health for I never sacrifice my performance for my health. And I've run Ironman triathlon, I'm training for another triathlon. I still strength train, I still do the stuff in the gym as well. I still work all day. I think I'm a fairly healthy individual, and if you dispute that, then I'd like to know, because I'd like to get fitter and healthier. But I would never want to be sacrificing it. You know, I'm never gonna, and we could talk there about joint health as well. So if you're running and your performance measure is how well you're running, if you're running and you've got a bad knee, then you're sacrificing your health for performance. Remember, we're not talking about athletes here. Athletes are in a different league of their own. That's their job. That's their thing. Okay, so their career depends on whether they win or lose, or run a 10k in a certain time. But a lot of people seem to think it matters whether they've got a 10k particular time. It doesn't really. It's just our ego, like how we want to show off. There's always, unless you're the fastest person in the world, there's probably always someone faster than you. So if you're fit and healthy, you're happy and you've got high energy, you're good. Not to say that you shouldn't push yourself, it's good. Okay, so how to measure it? Well, we've got MOT week coming up. So in the gym at Wood Springs Fitness, we have various tests to test all of these different things. Just enjoy that test. It is a test, but you know, it's a test against yourself. It's a measure of your ability. Have you improved? Have you not improved? Do you need to do a bit better? Leave your ego at the door. Just come in, do the test, do your best, enjoy it, and we want to see some progress, like we do. But if you haven't progressed, then it's no need to get upset about it. It's just like, okay, I need to do X, Y, and Z to get a bit better. I need to change something. What got you to where you are now is not going to get you to the next stage in your health and fitness journey. Remember, no one ever complains about being too fit and healthy. So I think I've covered how we measure it and why we measure it. The heart rate is a really good way of how to measure things in terms of your fitness. Your heart rate will come down. People with high blood pressure, their heart rate is quite high generally. So it's good things to measure. And I don't really have anything else to say on it. I think I've covered a lot there. Performance is a measure of your ability. It could be climbing the stairs or it could be running a triathlon. It doesn't matter. No one ever complains about being too fit and healthy. I feel like this is a universal truth. The only people who you might think complain about being too fit and healthy are athletes who probably are not always that healthy anyway, because they are sacrificing performance for health, and we don't want to do that. All right, hope that video helps you understand a bit more about training, exercise, health and performance. And if you have any questions, then please comment below and make sure you follow the channel. Cheers.